It started with Carl coming home from school pale as milk. My little boy, always bouncing with questions and full of endless energy, could barely make it up the porch steps. He moved like his legs were filled with sand. His backpack hung off one arm like it was too heavy for him, and his breath came in short, soft puffs. "Hey, honey," I called out, stepping onto the porch. "What's wrong?" He didn't answer. Just shook his head and kept climbing. I ran to him and wrapped my arm around his shoulders. His skin felt warm, too warm. I helped him inside and laid him down on the couch. His eyes fluttered closed before his head hit the pillow. Panic started to rise inside me. It filled my chest like water, and I couldn't breathe right. I touched his forehead again. Burning. I grabbed a throw blanket and covered him, brushing his hair back the way I used to when he was small and sick with the flu. "You're okay," I whispered, more for myself than for him. That night, the doctor came by. Old Dr. Jenkins, who still made house calls for folks like me, the ones who couldn't afford anything fancy. He wore a windbreaker and carried a black bag like doctors in old movies. His face was drawn with sleep, but his hands were steady. He listened to Carl's chest for a long time, his face growing more serious by the second. Then he looked at my insurance papers, squinting under the yellow kitchen light. Finally, he sighed and closed the folder. "You need a much better plan than this, Emily," he said gently. "His lungs are struggling. He'll need long-term care and medication. What you have won't cover it." After he left, I sat beside Carl and held his hand. It was small and too warm. His little chest rose and fell too fast. I hummed to him, the same lullaby I used to sing when he was a baby. It was all I could think to do. I felt like I was drowning in worry, like someone had dropped me in the middle of a lake, and I'd forgotten how to swim. Then, just before midnight, came a knock on the door. I opened it to find Vanessa, my neighbor. She stood there wrapped in a hand-knitted shawl, a flashlight in one hand, and something sharp and urgent in her eyes. "I heard from the doctor," she said, stepping closer. "Don't ask how. I used to be one, you know. Let me help." I hesitated. Everything in me wanted to say no. I didn't like asking for help. Didn't like looking weak. But I looked back at Carl, pale and still on the couch.